Hey everyone, it's Troy with Annihilator Air Guns and Tuning. What I'm bringing to you guys today, this is going to be video one of a three-part series called Building the King. We're going to make some very lofty goals today. We're going to make some big claims, and we're going to hope that with our work and dedication that we can make these things play off. You're going to hear me mention a couple of times, and I want to go ahead and give this shout out to Steve Scally with AEAC. I wish I had a portion of that man's talent when it comes to airgun reviews and videography. I learned so much from that guy. I'm going to link the video that I got the data from in the section below the video. So I encourage you guys to watch it, because what we're going to talk about today is building a budget conscious long range shooter. In today's market, you have some of the most exquisite handcrafted rifles out there, and one of the guns that we're going to talk about is the Raw. We're going to talk about the HM1000X. We're not going to talk about it because we want to tarnish it. We're not going to talk about it because we want to take a dig at it. We're going to talk about it because, in my opinion, it is probably the finest crafted rifle in the world. You have other guns in that class. You have your Daystate, you have your FX, the new Crown that came out. And what we're getting at with those guns is you have a very classic styling long rifle that are extremely accurate at long range. So our goal today is, can we build one that is accurate at 100 yards, and can we do it budget conscious? I'm not going to call it budget friendly because we're starting with a gun that's not really a budget gun to begin with. The gun we're talking about is the Kral Jumbo. This rifle starts out $600 out of the box, and that's what you see here. This is the case it comes in. It does come in a hard case. This is not a high-end hard case. This is on par with your $15 Plano Flambeau case that you're going to find at your Walmarts and things like that. But it does have 4 clasps, folding handles, but when you open up, this is what you get. It's going to come with a little bipod. It's almost like a pistol grip when you open it up. So we can get this thing open here. Goes on the fore end of the rifle. You hit the button, a little bipod pops out. It's not something that you're going to want a competition shoot with, but it's a handy little thing. Actually be something fun to throw on maybe a different rifle. But it also comes with their owner's manual that you can see here on the side. And you're going to get a small box. In that box, you're going to have 2 magazines, a couple Allen keys, and your fill adapter. Now, this fill adapter is unique to the Kral Jumbo and Big Macs. It does need the additional fitting to make it a Foster connection, but it does snap on to what appears to be a Foster connection at the bottom of the rifle, but it is shaped a little differently so that it is not exactly the same. So a Foster fitting doesn't fit, so this is something that you need. It is spring loaded, so when you push it on the gun, it snaps on, pull the little release, and it's going to pop back off. So what we're going to be doing here is taking a look at this rifle. You're going to see that classic design, and similar to the guns that we're talking about, your Raw, your FX Crown, things like that. So it is a very nicely made stock. It is a Turkish walnut. It does have nice stippling here on the pistol grip. It also has nice stippling here on the bottom of the fore end, along with a small Picatinny rail to be able to mount your bipod. Now, it is a single screw, and as you guys can see, it does have a little bit of play there. What I'd recommend you do, really small hole drilled through one of the 2 ends right at the little form. I don't know if you can see the little ring there where these are molded, but you can take a really small hole, drill it into the stock, small screw, and that really sets that off. So here you can see that little Foster fitting, and I'll show you how that works. When you simply place it on the gun and push, it just locks onto the gun. So you press it in, and it locks on. give it a little pull, spring loaded, it pops back off. It does have your manometer to tell you your air pressure in the gun. It is a 425 cc aluminum bottle rated at 200 bar. That feeds into your valve, which comes up through your breech. It is a side lever cocking. Very smooth cocking rifle. Does give you the ability to decock the rifle. Simply hold the cocking bolt, pull the trigger. Now, it does have a power adjuster. Now, on this one, I have been playing with it already. So I've replaced the power adjuster with the Annihilator power adjuster you guys have seen in my other videos. Also opened up the transfer port and added a new screw there to set this gun up. Now, it is a fully shrouded 24-inch barrel. Now, this shroud is non-functioning. What that means is the barrel goes all the way to the end, and your end cap actually screws over the top of the barrel itself. So this shroud has no functioning use, but it does come with an adapter built in. It is a 1/2 inch by 20 for your standard screw-on LDCs. This is going to be your thread protector. This rifle comes in, claims, I've not weighed it, as like 8.04 pounds, so not a super heavy rifle. It is going to be just over a pound lighter than the raw that we've been talking about. It also has a smaller bottle, 425 cc's versus 480, and a lower fill pressure. I do fill this gun to 210 bar, so a 10 bar overfill, but I know the raw is a 250 bar max fill, so 40 bar less air on a smaller tank. And what that's going to mean is that if we can achieve the shot count that we're hoping for and the power we're hoping for, you're going to have more fills on your tank because you'll be using less air to achieve those same results. So it does come with 2 rotary 10-shot magazines. They're going to be very similar, to a lot of your other guns. You're simply going to turn it to put pressure on that spring, load your first pellet. That's going to hold it in place, and then feed it back around. But as you can see, when you cock the rifle, this magazine feeds from right to left. There's a little groove there that lines up, and it just snaps in place. So actually it does have a lot of nice features for a rifle. Like I said, out of the box, $600. Now, we do tune these rifles, and the gun you see here after the tune is $800, and that is shipped price to the lower 48 states. So what we're going to look at today is, can we take this rifle with the features that it has, and can we turn it into a 30 shotgun producing almost 60 foot-pounds? Because that's our goal. In the video you saw the raw got 30 shots on a regulated gun. This gun is not regulated, so we're competing with a gun that is regulated, and that's difficult to do for 2 reasons. 1, shot-to-shot consistency. And 2, a non-regulated gun starts out with a short burst of high pressure and ends its shot string with a long burst of low pressure. And those differences in pressure affect the way the skirt itself forms to the barrel. So not only is it shot-to-shot consistency, it's what does that air do to the deformation of that pellet as it's being fired. So there's a lot more involved in that than just, hey, shot-to-shot consistency, because we've gotten some great consistency out of these rifles in the past being unregulated, but we are fighting, various, different variables other than just that shot-to-shot consistency. But all in all, the goals that we're going to set for this rifle is for $800. Can we compete with a rifle that's $2,000? Can we get similar results? Now, I am not going to sit here and say, hey, we're going to beat one of those rifles. I'm not thinking that this gun is going to outperform, a raw. And, quite frankly, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. It is absolutely one of the finest crafted rifles that you can buy. I want one for my collection. Currently do not have one, and don't have the ability to buy one. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted to develop this rifle, because I know there's a lot of guys out there that covet that rifle and would love to own their own, but it's just not feasible at the moment. So, we're looking for a rifle that you can get similar features, similar results. So we want 30 good shots on a fill. We want to be able to achieve 60 foot-pounds of power. We want to be able to take that 60 foot-pounds of power, and we want to be able to put it on target at 100 yards consistently and accurately. If we're shooting less than 1.5 inch groups, I think we have a winner. I'm not expecting this gun to shoot sub 1 inch groups over and over and over again. I am going to attempt to take one of these rifles out to Air Guns of Arizona next year this year for the extreme bench rest. Because I want to compete with those guys and see how I can do with one of these. If I can place in the top 10, top 20 guys with a rifle, in this class, I think we have a winning combination. But, I'm not thinking that at $800 we're going to beat your FX Crown or your raw HM1000 in target competition. So please don't take that away from this video. It's also not a dig at those rifles. Those are companies that have years of research and development and make, again, some of the finest crafted rifles in the world, and accuracy is, really second to none. So we're not trying to beat those guys. We just want to be able to sit beside of them on the bench and not be embarrassed when we look at our shot card. So that's the goal with this gun. So again, we're going to take 30 shots out of this tune. We're going to be shooting JSB heavy pellets. That's a pellet I want to tune this gun around. So a 34 grain pellet, we're going to try to tune it right around 900 feet per second. Again, we want to match the results that Steve got out of that raw, and we want to see what that translates to downrange accuracy. So again, please watch Steve's videos, not just the one on the raw, but his format, his layout, and the information that he shares on air guns is a blessing to us all. So, please help him out. Watch his videos, gain knowledge. It's just a fun video to watch. And I think it is a great asset to the airgun community. So thank you again, Steve, for all that you do. But stay tuned. Our next step is we're going to finish up the tuning on this rifle. Trigger is adjustable. One thing I forgot to talk about, it is not a target grade match trigger that you find in those other rifles, but it does allow adjustment down to just around 1 pound. So it is a very nice trigger. It is all steel construction, so it has a nice feel to it. But, again, second part of this video, we're going to finish up the trigger, we're going to finish up the tune, and we're going to do some cronny numbers. After we do those cronny numbers, we're going to take this gun out to the range, and we're going to put that information on paper at 100 yards so you guys can see what this rifle is capable of and see if we can't achieve what I hope to be the most accurate gun for the dollar. I'm hoping at $800 it gives us a performance that can't be achieved in any other rifle in that price range. And again, we're not thinking that we're going to beat those guns, but we want to be able to, compete with those guns at a much higher level. So thank you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Video 2 is coming soon. And after that, you guys will be seeing video 3. So again, thank you guys for all your help and support with me. Like, share, subscribe again, and let's see what we can achieve with this rifle. So thank you guys.